All right, good morning. A happy Wednesday to everybody. It will be a hot day today, mid upper 90s. We'll probably get into some triple digits as we go into Thursday and Friday. But tonight, one little silver lining, at least if you like these like early season cool mornings, it'll be pretty refreshing to start your Thursday. So let's start by just kind of going over the numbers. Here are the high temperatures today. Again, it's going to be hot, thinking about 97, 98 or so for Austin. Maybe slightly cooler, some low 90s across the hill country, but mainly mid and upper 90s. All right, so as I talk about this little cool down, here we go. These are the low temperatures off the National Model Blend for tomorrow morning, for Thursday morning. Nothing too crazy, but I think even in the Metro and I-35 corridor, most areas kind of sneaking down to the mid and upper 60s, a little cooler than average for this time of the year. And across the hill country, maybe some of the cooler rural low-lying spots, low 60s, upper 50s. So again, not bad, kind of a nice little early season cool morning. And the reason for that is because we have low humidity. And as you guys probably have heard me say before, it's like a double-edged sword, right? It works in that it is easier to cool down in the mornings when the air is dry, but the flip side also happens where it's easier to heat up in the afternoons. So we've actually increased the high temperature forecast for the Austin area Thursday into Friday. Man, I was hopeful that last Saturday maybe it could at least be in the discussion for our last triple digit day, but I think I was a little ahead of my skis there. We'll be lower triple digits Thursday, probably still hitting triple digits Friday. Saturday, I know we have the Longhorn home opener game. I believe 11 o'clock kick, San Jose State come into town. Looks mainly dry and still pretty hot Saturday. But then Sunday into Monday is when we start to get rain chances back. And as you can see, things are looking a little cooler. I don't know that it's necessarily this cool, but low 90s, upper 80s look like they will be in play as we'll get rain chances also increasing. And this will have to do with a couple different things, which we'll analyze. But we have a tropical system in the Pacific, and then ahead of that, we'll also be pulling up Gulf moisture. So as you can see, the model blend at least showing that increase in rain chances Sunday into Monday, and then kind of going dry again as we go into next week. So before I take you into more of the detailed view of the models, a few more graphics for you. Here are the latest totals off the WPC Weather Prediction Center, their in-house data. These numbers have maybe ticked up a little bit for parts of central Texas, again, in that Sunday, Monday time frame, and maybe even more so just to our north and northwest. So there are some signals for heavy rain potential. As of now, I think what's more likely is just a boost in rain chances and nothing too crazy. But there's a few ingredients here that we'll need to watch. And one of them is a tropical system. And it's actually not this one, which is in the Atlantic. We do have an area with a high 70% chance of development over the main development region of the Atlantic. We'll keep an eye on that, but as of now, not really concerned about that for Texas. We start to watch the Pacific though. So here's that same graphic for the Eastern Pacific. There's Kiko, which is out here over the open water, and then Lorena, which is closer to Baja California. That's going to be the one to watch. We talked about this some in our video yesterday. In the setups where we have greater heavy rain potential, a lot of times you have moisture coming in off the Gulf, which we'll have with the southeast breeze and that moisture advection late Sunday, early next week. But then also in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, you can have Pacific moisture come in. If you have a system like this, which is expected to become a hurricane, then down to a storm, then a tropical depression, move inland over northern Mexico, and just that kind of pooled up moisture gets sucked our way. So with that, I want to switch gears here and we'll go into some of the model data. This is the European model, and this is something that we call precipitable water. So basically it's just showing you the moisture content of the air. And so obviously here in the Gulf, we've got this big plume of moisture. Right now our air is relatively dry, which is why we don't have big rain chances. We're getting these big diurnal swings. And then right here, you can see this is Lorena. This is that tropical system. So let's play things forward. You can see the tropical system following the path it's supposed to up towards Baja California. Then eventually it takes that turn to the east. So here's Friday. We'll keep going into Saturday. And then as we start to get into Sunday, you can see there's tropical moisture out west, and then aloft, some of that is getting brought over our way. And then we're also starting to get this increase in Gulf moisture, so you can see that our precipitable water values go up in a pretty big way too. I actually want to switch real quick and show you the upper air look too. So here's later today. So big trough over the East Coast. So a lot of these areas have had like an early arrival of fall. We've been influenced by this high pressure ridge out west, and then here's that tropical system, and then that just kind of noses in and breaks down the ridge, and then some of that energy and moisture again gets absorbed into another little trough coming in here, which is going to swing across Texas this weekend into early next week. So that's why we're going to get these rain chances. Let's see. So let's go into the European model here, and we'll just see what it's printing out for just the regular old precip type. So as we go through today, dry, Thursday, dry, Friday, dry. And then Saturday, here's 10 a.m. Again, we've got the early kickoff for the Longhorns. I think the morning's going to be mainly dry, and it's just going to be hot as we get into the early afternoon, like low to mid 90s. I do see a rain chance Saturday, but mainly in the evening, so shouldn't, as of now, be a huge impact for the football game. By 7 o'clock, though, our moisture level's increasing. We'll get some like isolated 20% rain chance or so late Saturday. And then Sunday into Monday continues to look like the best rain chance. So here's the time up here. This would be 1 p.m. Sunday, where all of a sudden we could have pretty widespread rain and storms around. And again, as I go through this, I'm just trying to be clear. I find it like pretty hard to describe like rain chances sometimes these days, just because of the drought situation, just to manage expectations. When I say a good chance for scattered storms, that does not mean there's going to be heavy rain everywhere, or there's going to be flooding everywhere, or that it's going to rain all day. That's not what I think. But I think there's a boost in rain chances, especially for the afternoon on Sunday, and then we'll linger with the rain chance late day Sunday, potentially into Monday of next week, although this Euro model has us starting to trend drier. So that's kind of a reasonable play on how things could go. That particular model, again, doesn't have anything too crazy with rain chances, but does have some pockets that could exceed 1 inch. Still too early to lock this in. Again, I'll make my forecast later today that we show on TV, and I'll probably have like a 50% rain chance. So this is out in the future a little ways. There's time for this to change. But, as we talked about yesterday, it is one of those setups, though, where because we have Pacific tropical system, Gulf moisture, little trough coming in from the west, where if things align in the right way, not a guarantee that they will, but if they do, the ingredients are probably there for heavy rain somewhere across central Texas. In this GFS model is showing a scenario, the exact type of scenario where that would happen. Again, I think that Euro model I just showed you probably has the right idea, but watch this. So here's our tropical system. And what this model does, so it crosses Baja California, northern Mexico, here's the remnants. It just keeps those remnants more intact, and then eventually brings some heavy rain into our area, again, Sunday into Monday. So, just something that we'll need to keep an eye on. Sunday, Monday rain chances, and definitely trending in the cooler direction. Okay. So with that, we'll go into some of our longer range stuff. Here's the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Now we're looking at September 8th through September 12th, and it's got the orange, the slightly above normal, just kind of nosing up into our area, and then still these areas in the northeast getting these cooler than average temperatures. Then we're favored in slightly above normal precipitation. Here's the straight model data for the Euro model. Off the 0Z, so again, I think we're going to get some triple digits for Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the UT game, still looking hot, and then definitely looking cooler, maybe not quite as cool as this, but definitely looking cooler Sunday, Monday to the first part of next week as our rain chances go up and that tropical moisture makes it our way. GFS model showing a similar scenario, keeping it a little bit warmer till Sunday, then brings in more of that rain later, like Monday, Tuesday, but as is usually the case this time of the year, I think this model blend probably has the right idea. We'll be in the upper 90s today. We'll be in the triple digits Thursday, Friday. Saturday will still be hot, and especially the first half of the day, still mainly dry. Then Sunday and Monday, highs will drop into the upper 80s, low 90s, and Sunday and Monday will be our greatest rain potential. Again, I'm not saying slam dunk flooding, area-wide rain right now. Not saying that. I'm thinking like a 50% chance for rain, especially on Sunday. but the ingredients are there where some sort of heavy rain threat could develop if things align in the right way. So we'll be watching that closely for you. You guys know the drill. I'll post another one of these more detailed, intricate forecast videos for you tomorrow morning. I'll have more forecast updates posted through the rest of the day today. Y'all have a good one. Bye.